This is Matt for Into Boxing. Delighted to be joined by dazzling Darren Barker. Darren, first off, how's things?
Yeah, very well, thank you, mate. I was saying it yesterday, it's good to have boxing back. I've missed it. I've had a nice breather, I've had a nice break, but ready to get stuck in now. But it might be famous last words because we're going to be busy. There's show after show after show. So,
well, you mentioned we've had a quiet period, but you haven't been too quiet. You've set up your own boxing management business with Joe Calzaghe. Talk to me, how did that idea come about and how passionate are you about doing that?
Well, the passion is huge for both me and Joe. We both miss boxing, competing. I think the closest thing to that is management. I tried training, it's not for me, my body's smashed to pieces, so I can't do it. So after that, it's management, guiding young fighters, helping them fulfill their dream and earn as much money as we can for them. That's the most important thing. We want to give back as well. We want to give back to the British Boxing Board of Control charity for fighters that have fallen on hard times. We just want to, yes, it's a business, but there's a lot we want to do. But I just feel with the contacts that we have, the understanding of the sport in the ring and out the ring, it'd be criminal if we didn't do it. And this idea probably come about 4 or 5 years ago. For whatever reason, it never happened. Timing weren't right. Joe obviously lost both parents, so he had a really tough time. But now he's ready to sink his teeth into something, and this is that.
So if you're a young fighter now coming up, and they look at who do we want to sign with, they look at you, look at Joe, both been world champions, made the marks in the sport. It's a pretty good fit when you look at it from the outside looking in, and you've experienced both sides of the coin as well. The tough times that you should be able to shed a wealth of knowledge to these young fighters.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing that has been happening in the 3-4 years that we've been thinking of. The idea is building a network of people that can help us help the fighters. Joe obviously suffered some hardship. What word will I lose? Legally, I guess, in boxing. So there was a legal side of things that he had to deal with, so his knowledge is strengthened because of that. But yeah, you're right, we have everything there, and we have are you on the big screen?
No, I'm watching it.
I can see.
I'm watching it, you fucking obviously know. Look at him.
See your eyes, brother. Yeah, but anyway, we have everything there, and I think the most important thing is we have the passion. Yeah, so we're looking forward to it, mate.
Let's talk about this weekend, a great fight. Obviously, John Ryder goes up against probably the biggest name of his career, Danny Jacobs, former world champion. Is it make or break for one of these two this weekend? I know John said that, but is it really that at that point?
I think so. I know Jacobs said it's not for him, but if he loses to John Ryder, who does he fight? Where does he go? He's got such a distinguished career already, achieved so much. I mean, what a career he's had, even after the Dimitri Pirog fight, to then go through the health issues that he did and rebuild and that rehab that he went through to then come back and achieve these things is tremendous. So I mean, he can bow out now, and good shot that it'll be a Hall of Famer one day. So to lose to John Ryder, would he really continue? I don't think so. For John Ryder, it's been a long, hard push, hard slog. He's been fighting an awful long time, done a lot of sparring and a lot of fights, and got himself to this position. I don't think if he was to lose to Jacobs, would he want to rebuild and get back to that level again?
Do you think he's getting Jacobs potentially at the right time? He's had that experience with Callum Smith, and obviously we saw Jacobs' last performance against Risotto. It might have been an off night, but is this potentially just great matchmaking and the right time for John?
Yeah, I do. For me personally, I don't think there's a better time for John Ryder to fight Daniel Jacobs. I think this is John Ryder's at his mental, physical peak. Working so well with Tony Sims and Dan Lawrence, the strength and conditioner. He can call on them experiences against Callum Smith. He truly believes he should be a world champion because what's going on there now?
No.
Yeah, so I do feel he's at the peak of his powers. He's got to get it right though, because Daniel Jacobs, if he turns up 100% as good as he can do, he's a force to be reckoned with. A flat night against Rosado, but we know why. There was no crowd. Rosado didn't really bring it like he usually does, and I feel Daniel Jacobs was really believing that he would have a hard fight. And sometimes when fighters aren't pushing you, it's quite easy to coast, because boxing's hard, and sometimes if you get an easy night like that, a bit of a touch where you haven't got to give it everything, we can be guilty of dropping our level slightly. So I'm not looking at that contest thinking Jacobs is going to, you know, he's not going to be at the level he's been at before. So John's got to get it right. He's got to get close. He's got to work the body, bring the uppercuts, and try and outwork Daniel Jacobs and take him to places that he doesn't want to really be going at this stage in his career.
It's a great fight and one I'm really looking forward to. Let's sort of move on just a little bit now. We've got Dillon Whyte's finally getting his chance at Tyson Fury. I know you're about to hit off with Chris Lloyd. Talk to us about that. Dillon finally gets his chance, although it's not obviously with Matchroom on the show that you work on. How pleased are you that he's finally getting the opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone deserves a medal for showing patience, it's Dillon Whyte. Though I'm sure he's got a few quid stepping aside, which I wouldn't have mind got in my career. But look, I'm buzzing that he's got his crack against the #1 heavyweight in the world. Look, it's a tough ask. Fury's shown us that he can do everything. He's very good on the back foot, he's elusive, his agility for such a big man is incredible. But now we've seen how ferocious he can be in the last 2 fights against Deontay Wilder, you know, believing in his size, strength and his power. And we've just seen another side to Tyson Fury. And it's very hard to bet against a man that's never lost. But Dillon Whyte will believe that he's got enough power in that left hook to upset the Fury fans and get the job done. But yeah, you got to look at this fight and think Fury's a big favourite.
What do you make of Dillon Whyte now? He's reacted to these purse bids. We've heard nothing from him, and normally he's the first one to say, look, let's go to war, we're going at it now. He's took a different approach, a bit of a backseat until obviously we get press conferences and stuff announced. What do you make of that? Is he doing the right thing, not engaging with Tyson over social media and saying, you know what, we leave it there?
It's very hard to get one over Fury on social media, isn't it? He's got such a big following, so I think he's doing the right thing. Just sort of simmering under the radar. Look, at the end of the day, we can all say what we want and post this, say that, but that's all a load of bollocks at the end of the day. Once that first bell goes, that can't help you. Yeah. So I think that's probably the approach that Dillon Whyte's going for. Look, I'll do all my talking in the ring.
Can he do it? You believe he lands that punch to knock Tyson Fury out?
Heavyweight boxing, anything can happen, but Tyson Fury goes in as a big favourite.
Just quickly before you go, Anthony Joshua, that means he's going to have that rematch with Alexander Usyk. We talk about what game plan he needs to do. Is it as simple as he just needs to go and fight him? Is that as simple as that though?
No, of course it's not, but that is what you have to do. Sometimes you can overcomplicate the sport, coming up with ridiculous game plans when they're not realistic. It's easier said than done doing this, doing that, but I think when you look at heavyweight boxing and you look at it logistically and take into account it's the only division in boxing where you can weigh 20, 30 pounds heavier than your opponent. So therefore, make that 20, 30 pounds work. And you got to do that by just sometimes gritting your teeth and letting your hands go. He tried last time to rebel and outbox a master in Usyk. It didn't work. This time I think he sold the rematch on the fact that he just says, I'm going to go out there and smash his head in. That's
what he needs, isn't it? Though?
He's got to do that. He's got to do that. And I spoke to him probably, I don't know, it was before Christmas, and it was I could just hear the way he's talking. He's getting himself going. He's trying to get this mean streak back in him, and I think he's going to need that. He's just got to let his hands go. Just let them go. And look, like I say, heavyweight boxing. If he was to catch Usyk clean, you're going to struggle.
Do you think he underestimated him coming out the first time a little bit, or just misjudged?
No, he didn't underestimate him. No one in his team would have allowed him to do that. And he's an intelligent man. He wouldn't have underestimated Usyk. He was just slightly annoyed that everyone was saying you can't outbox him. And AJ is not a good boxer, and I think he tried to show everyone, no, look, I'll outbox the master. Didn't work. Now you resort back to what you're good at doing, knocking people out.
Right, look, Darren Barker, thanks for your time. I know you've got a bit to do now. Just quickly before you go, plug your social media for your new management company with yourself and Joe Calzaghe. Get behind them, they know what they're talking about, been there and done it. Go on, give them all a plug. Where do we all follow this management company?
So we are International Sports Group, so at International Sports, ISG_management, I think it is.
Fucking hell, if you don't know it, I don't.
Very good. You'll find it, International Sports Group. Yeah, we appreciate your support, and join us on this journey. We can't wait to get going.
Darren, appreciate your time.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.